Greetings, welcome to Isometric Muscle and Body Balancing. I'm going to share a story of Rachel, one of my clients. She was born with spina bifida since of January of 1985. And the description of spina bifida, it's a sac, a tumor, nerves exposed 14 days after conception anywhere in the spinal column. There's still no rhythm or reason of why this develops. Folic acid before pregnancy is encouraged. Mentions here, my sac was smaller than a dime, but enough to cause improper development of my spine and nervous system. And so I'm wheelchair bound. Since I've been sitting in a position, my legs have developed atrophy and so can't straighten them out. So basically her legs are kind of twisted because of this. Her sciatic plate is really out of place. We've been working with that. Since I'm sitting in a position my legs haven't developed, she also has in her back a very deep C curve. She's had a couple of operations. It becomes very deep, and that C curve or scoliosis now is straightening out considerably. There's about 6 inches difference, much straighter than it was before. And through her years of life, basically 28 years, had a couple of operations. They wanted to put rods in her back. There's an objection to that. That was probably a good thing that that did not happen. Further medication was given, really with no results, maybe causing more of a lethargic attitude, as it were, or feelings because of that, tired all the time. And so now there are some changes that are taking place, and we're going to discuss those changes as we ask questions to Rachel. Hello, greetings Rachel. Got some questions for you. So we did give a description of the spina bifida. So some of the things I'd like to talk about, I know you had also the brachial palsy, which basically was a break of the nerve flow that was going to your hand. You had no use in your fingers, 28 years, no use whatsoever. Can you tell me what the difference is with that?
Well, my fingers are moving now, and my hand is moving, whereas before there was no movement or strength.
Okay, so that's really pretty incredible, because that's 28 years and you have not had any use in your fingers. So one of the other things, that deep curvature that you had, the scoliosis, the scar tissue is dissipated somewhat, it's stretched out further, and you have about another 6 inches that you're able to sit up pretty straight. So what do you think about that?
It's a lot more comfortable than it was before. It's a lot straighter, which has eliminated a lot of pain.
Okay, now after the first treatment, it was actually that you were able to lay down on your back, which you had not been able to do before, correct?
Mm-hmm. I was able to sleep all night on my back, where the last time I did that I was maybe 5, and from that point on I was never able to lay on my back.
Okay, wow, very good. So we're seeing some improvement in a number of different areas progressively on down the line. What's happening with your legs?
They're starting to get feeling back. Muscle is growing. I'm able to move them. My right side, which was completely paralyzed basically, I'm able to move my right foot on my own now.
Okay, and part of it, you have your ligaments, because they're not holding the position very well and they're kind of elongated, and we're working along with that, but that's why your foot kind of arches over to the right. You also have atrophied in your muscles and you haven't had any use. Now your lower part of beyond your knees, there's no feeling whatsoever, and now you have feeling in all of those areas. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a good progress there also. So you have gone through a lot of specialists, you've gone through different medications, operations, all of these different things, and over those years none of those things have actually helped.
Not really.
Okay, so we're looking at more of a complete picture. Obviously your condition is something that requires multiple treatments, but the wonderful thing about it is every treatment we're seeing some sort of progress.
Much improvement after every treatment.
Okay, so would you recommend this treatment for others?
I would, especially with people that have major problems, which is probably going to take a little bit longer, but it does work.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rachel, very much for the interview. Certainly
Thank you.
appreciate it.